So hi guys, in this episode of Survival Minecraft I went to the Nether, made a full diamond armor and did a bunch of cool other stuff like automatic farms. I hope you guys enjoy and let's get right into it. And here we are again, day 21 back at it and leaving it where we started it last episode. If you haven't checked out the last episode, please check it out. It would help me a bunch. But here we are again at the world. I left it in the 8th vein of diamond and in the mine shaft, and as you can see I had a lot of stuff and a lot of profit. I was kind of surprised. I didn't think I would get that much. Same day I mined a lot of obsidian because I was thinking of making an enchantment table and going to the Nether. Here it is, enchantment table. Boom. Of course I need to enchant my future tools. I would want them to be up, of course. And I expanded this farm and split it in two. I wanted to make a cow farm right next to it so I could get leather, with the leather and some paper to make some books, and with the books to make some bookshelves so I could put them next to the enchantment table. It would take a lot of cows and a lot of reading, so I didn't want this farm to be a farm just like the sheep farm, so I wanted it to be an automatic farm. This is why I was mining this much sand, gathering all the sand so I could get the resources to build this farm. The files corrupted this day. I didn't get the recordings where I was building it, but this is how it was looking. Day 24 I made an anvil because I knew I would use it in the future, and I realized that I had used a lot of iron. So from that day I was already out of iron. I also made a dispenser so I could go on building my cow farm, my automatic cow farm. It was almost done, but there was a problem. Here's the first cow I used. I wanted to get that, but I didn't know how to use these hoppers, and I literally wasted the whole day trying to see how they work. Well, after trying all the stuff I got it at the end. I don't know if this is how they work, but it does the job, and that is what matters. Day 27 I did some little changes and made it a cooler with some dirt, and so it could blend in a bit to the world, and it was looking cool, but a bit different from the other farms. Of course I had to test it out, so I used this dirt block, and this is how the cows would go in there. Not in the hoppers, but in that place, and when they would grow up, the cows would go in there. I would just burn them actually, and I would get their food that would be cooked also, and their leather. These days were more for the farms. I was using a lot of these farms, and I had a lot of wool that I actually don't know why I need that wool, but I had it now. I also needed to expand this cow farm, and I was making a lot of farms, just like starting another one that would be a food farm, and that wasn't the only farm that I was making because I was making a sugarcane farm in day 29, already 8 days in the episode today. Yeah, of course, here's another farm. I don't know why I'm doing all these farms. I don't even need them, but I like it. It made the place cooler anyways. For some reason the food farm, I would want to make an automatic food farm, but it didn't work. I tried a lot of things, but it didn't work. I placed some bookshelves that I made there, and I checked the enchantments, and it went up to level 14. I didn't want to use any of those enchantments. I wanted to place all the bookshelves first so I could have better enchantments. Oh, and here's an example of how this would work. Press the button, love of those, kills only the grown-up cows, and boom, you got everything. Day 30. I was getting closer to going to the Nether. I was mining a lot of obsidian and stuff. I built it at the end. I put it there permanently. I didn't want to leave it there. It wasn't looking good, but I just wanted to check out how the Nether was looking. Killed this creeper safely, and I got to the Nether, and I was hoping for a good spawn. An open one, maybe with Nether fortress enclosed somewhere or something. Something cool. I got in. First look of the spawn wasn't that bad. Like nothing crazy, but after exploring it I went down a bit. Like literally 10 blocks, and I found this. I don't remember how it's called, but it has a lot of loot in it. The piglins things. I don't know what the name is, I have forgotten, but the thing is that it's very, very cool. I was really happy finding it, but I didn't want to get too excited because I have died a lot of times in other worlds in there. The cow farm was getting bigger and bigger, and it would be more efficient to have more cows to breed, so I got more cows. Day 32. I finally decided to go mining, and I found caves. I found a big cave. I was hoping for diamonds. Hoping for a lot of stuff. Found this cool biome thing in the cave. I don't know. Look cool, and I got these little trees. Found gold too. Yeah, I was doing pretty good, and then I found my first diamond. I think diamond? No, there were 2 diamonds. Might have 2. I mean, it's still diamonds. Found another one right here. It was only 1, but you can't say no to diamonds. So I was obviously excited to find them. Day 33, I was still mining and mining and mining, and here we are. Diamonds again. I was doing really good. Of course, diamonds weren't the only thing that I was finding. I was finding like iron, gold, redstone, coal, but I don't really include them in the video because they're not really that important. When they are important, that they're not something too crazy. But yeah, I got coal there. Creeper helped me to find it, and then mine down to Y level. -57, I bet that diamonds spawn more there. And here we are again. Diamonds in here again. I was lucky. I got an 8 ring. After like 10 blocks, 7 blocks, I found another diamond right here. It was only one, but of course it's a diamond. You can't say no. Mine for the next day a lot without finding diamonds. But day 35 again. More diamonds. The luck was going and it was flowing and raining diamonds. It was a 6 ringed, I don't remember, but of course it's diamond. You can't say no to diamonds. Come on. I decided to go back to the out from the caves and from this. It took all day because I had mined a lot. And there we go. Day 36. I made my diamond suit. I was looking cooler, I was feeling cooler, and of course I was feeling much safer. But of course life wasn't stopping there because I wanted to expand even more the cow farm. As you can see, everything was growing pretty well. Was working really good. Here you can see again that it was really good. Lava flowing on the grown-up cows, and I got the leather and their beef. Of course I wanted to expand it even more so it would be even more efficient. And day 37 I went on a trip. And that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like. Subscribe for more content and so you don't miss out next video where I'm going to have the trip. I assure you there are a bunch of cool stuff that I discovered. So yeah, I hope you don't miss out the next one. Yeah, thanks for watching.